Was it just him? No, I think I can only do 3/4 of it. All right, guys, so welcome back. So as you can see, we processed some wood today. I didn't fill the trailer. It's getting a little late, so I'm gonna fill the rest tomorrow. There's probably, I don't know, maybe another cord to go, so maybe another 15 minutes, give or take, because a lot of, well, maybe not half a cord, because a lot of when I have the conveyor over here, it billows into obviously the back. So tote's almost full, so I know I did a lot today. That's almost full as well. Obviously this is still. So yesterday I went and grabbed 2 loads of logs with that trailer. This is what I got here left over. So we'll probably end up going through that stuff tomorrow. Probably this, and probably up to here. Maybe 1 or 2 of those, depending on, because I'm really billowing it this time. So, but as you saw, put this gigantic log through. I knew I wasn't going to be able to do the whole thing. Let me grab my tape measure, because I measured it before I put it on. The one end was like 20 inches, and then this end, I believe, and I'll show you, it's like 20 something here. So let's see, it's at the bottom. So 26 and a half, and this can do up to 24. So what do we cut here? It's probably a little over 24 if I had to guess. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, that was like 21, and it got jammed, as you could tell. I think I got it to about here, and it just wouldn't go any further. It was binding up. So as you can tell, it gets a lot bigger. So, and I'll just cut that with the chainsaw, cut that off the big end and get 2 pieces out of there. So instead of just cutting the whole log and doing the whole thing, I wanted to try to process as much as I could, but got a little bit stuck. I had to kind of fumble with it to get it to go back off the end. And once it got close to the end, I just kind of pushed it off so it wouldn't hit anything. So, but no, we've been pretty busy. Tree jobs to firewood to getting logs. Tomorrow morning, the asphalt company comes to pave, pending the weather, pave our driveway entry, because we're widening it and getting a little bit longer, and I'll show you that when it's done. It'll just be nice. It'll be the maximum width that's allowed in this village here. So be nice getting, you know, trailers, log trucks in and out, so, and whatever else. Never a dull day. Obviously we were camping last weekend for 4 days, so that was fun. Everyone had a good time. Kids had a blast, of course. So I'm not sure when I'm gonna start the pole building. It won't be early this week coming up. I got a bunch of trees I got to do, so maybe a week from now, work on the holes, setting the posts, at least do that maybe in a day or 2, and then start working on the headers and truss and everything else. Obviously the main point is getting the poles set to exactly where they need to be. The rest is a little tedious, but so always producing. I mean, we gotta get ahead of the game. I delivered a cord of wood this morning, and then I had a bunch of little errands to run, and then back here processing wood. It's getting a little late. It's a beautiful day though. It's like 60, cloudy, a little bit of breeze, so it's like the perfect temp to do this. But I do know I have to put some fuel in here because she's getting low. I doubt she's even reading. Cutting a little close, I think, today. Yeah, it doesn't even show, which is not ideal because I do not want to run this out of fuel. So I'll throw another 20 gallons in there, bar oil, put some in there. So finish this up in the morning. I don't even know what day it is. I think today's Thursday. And yeah, every day I think about it. You know, I walk outside early in the morning about the boiler not running. It's kind of nice not having to feed that. I do miss it. I think I may end up firing that up earlier than August. I might do it mid-July. I want to get going on drying the oak wood, and then I'm going to be a little bit behind on what's dry for mixed hardwood, that is. So I may start early. We'll see. No matter what, I'm kiln drying the oak, because I mean, some of that was split a year ago. It's still not gonna be ready to go, so I'm gonna have to dry it. It won't take that long. All of this will be at least air drying for 3-ish, 4 or 5 months, depending on where it's at in the lineup. But it'll all go through the kiln, and I got more oak than I've ever had, so. And it'll all sell within a week once I list it, so I want to make sure it's ready to go. Hell, like the guy I delivered today, he's like, he told me this when I delivered to him last year, that, you know, I'm like the 5th guy that he's tried in the last 5 years. Every year he buys from somebody else, and this year he contacted me about a month ago. And I said, it's like, I got wood, but I don't know if it's 100% ready to go. And he's only going to burn it this summer outdoors, and then in the winter he'll burn some in the house. But so I told him like 2 months ago that, give me another month if you can wait. So he waited. So he actually waited 2 months, and then the wood I delivered today was perfectly ready to go. And he told me, he's like, your wood was by far the best. It was the cleanest, driest, perfect size. There was no big pieces, super small, shortcuts. It was all ideal. So he wanted to wait to get my wood again. So that just goes to show, you know, taking the extra steps sometimes to go through your wood to make sure everything is not picture perfect, but as close as you're gonna get. Yeah, you may have to touch it one more time, but you can charge accordingly. So like, I raised my prices this year, and I have to. it'll sell regardless. And you know, like I said, if you take that extra step, the only thing I would really help speed up the process, like I always say, is a disc cleaner, just to kind of help with the stacking process. And or that may change to going into the totes, which I don't know if I'll do that, because I'd say out of this one trailer there's probably a face cord worth that needs to be resplit. Now if I slow down a little bit to make sure I didn't miss anything and get it to resplit before it goes into a loose filled tote, if I had a disc cleaner, I think I would do that. Maybe, I mean, I could produce twice as much wood, you know, than I do now, but I don't know, we'll see. I know everyone says, oh, you touch your wood, but to each their own. So the only time I touch it is to stack it and maybe resplit it one time. Otherwise, tractor does it, processor does it. I'm not cutting anything. Obviously there's some logs that need to be hand cut, hand split, and I don't even know out of this whole load that I'll have one. I think there was a log. There was one that I shouldn't have processed and I did it anyways, and it worked just fine. Yeah, I don't really see anything that's crazy. Like, okay, so like a piece like this, I will just cut that out as I process, and I might even just shove that through. You know, piece like that, it's not ideal. Even something like this there, but this thing just pushes it through no problem. So this is not an ideal log, but you still get a good amount of wood out of that. You know, it's split all the way down, but it all burns at the end of the day. And as you could tell, this guy was in regen. I swear to God, it goes in regen twice a week. Shows you how much I use it. It's a little annoying though, but Bruteforce is running good, truck's running good, knock on wood, no leaks. Trailer's a beast. I mean, that thing just picks up anything. I mean, this load, fully loaded, got away with the trailer every bit of 25,000 pounds. Hence why I put the jack down until I get the wood in the back to kind of balance out the load a little bit. She was squatting a little bit, so I put it down just to take some of the weight off until the morning. Not that I have to do that. I mean, that's nothing for that truck, but it's heavy, 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 heavy. What else is going on here? So yeah, nothing much. I mean, obviously the building's gonna be, I cannot wait for that. And then I'm gonna have to, you know, gravel all this eventually. That probably will not get done. I know it won't get done this year. I'm just not gonna have any time to get it done right. So it'll be what it is. I may get some gravel underneath the building, we'll see. I don't know if I'm even gonna do that. I might, just so I can settle a little bit. It'll just be tough with the debris that comes off the processor. I'll probably have to lay sheets of plywood or something, set it on that so the cleanup's a little nicer, so it's not just all going into the gravel, which I got enough of plywood I can do that, so that's probably what I'll do. Let it sit for a year and then get that whole thing concreted, the whole pole barn, and then everything else will stay gravel, which will be nice. So, but yeah, that pretty much wraps this one up, guys. Let me know what you think. Hopefully all you guys are splitting wood and getting ahead of the game. Every day is a split day. Either you're cutting, splitting, stacking, whatever. Somebody else is doing it, so you better be doing it. But yeah, let me know what you guys think, but as always, keep burning.